Hello everyone, and welcome back to Unexplained History. In today's video, archaeologists in Pompeii made a shocking discovery as they broke into a forbidden room and were left frozen in awe by the sight within. This room, which was long believed to be inaccessible, held secrets that had been buried for centuries. Ancient Pompeii, which was buried when Mount Vesuvius blew its top in 79 AD, has been kept in its original state. This gives us a unique look at how people lived in the Roman world back then. However, the contents of this particular room were so unexpected that even the seasoned archaeologists were taken aback. The discovery promises to shed new light on the history and culture of this iconic city and has sparked excitement among historians and archaeologists around the world. Watch the video till the end, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Let's get started. The archaeologists were excavating Savita Juliana, a residential area. Half a mile outside the borders of Pompeii, their predecessors originally began work at this place more than 100 years ago, which quickly led to some remarkable discoveries. Most notably, perhaps a sizable villa in the neighborhood that gave researchers enormous insight into life. During Roman times beginning in 1907, archaeologists excavated this villa and eventually managed to uncover 15 different rooms, inside each of which was then classified into one of two categories: farming and living quarters. Savita Juliana is a fascinating place that can teach us a lot about ancient Roman life, but looters have secretly tunneled into the site and stolen valuable artifacts, forcing archaeologists to prioritize excavations here as a matter of urgency. While this isn't ideal, the results have been undeniable. The room unveiled in November 2021 may be the most stunning discovery there. This location conveys a tragic story historians neglect. The complex where this chamber was unearthed has been a very productive archaeological site. However, many questions remain unsolved. Experts believe it was owned by an elite member of Pompeii's society, and several remarkable discoveries have occurred there since 2017. The villa's most amazing discovery was a horse's remains with a saddle and harness found at the end of 2018. The horse being equipped in this way seemed to imply that someone was about to ride it. As Mount Vesuvius erupted, this horse is one of 3 to be discovered inside the villa. A couple more had been found in the recent past, though one of them was only its legs, which must have been a pretty disturbing sight to behold. The third horse was arguably the most significant find because it was unearthed also. Sadly, this location may have had other ceremonial items that were stolen, including wooden and bronze items. The archaeologists used a centuries-old process to fill the horse's heart and casing with plaster, which hardened and revealed the horse's outline at the moment the ash covered it. Massimo Asana, who is in charge of Pompeii's archaeological work, told news agency that the 3 horses found in the villa must have been the best breed of show animals, based on their large size and the quality of their iron and bronze harnesses. 2 years after the third horse was found, another interesting find at the villa was a pair of humans lying side by side. At first glance, it seemed like 2 pals sharing their last moments, but a closer look revealed that their relationship wasn't so simple. Experts think one of the men was around 35 when he died, and if his remains are anything to go by, he was in pretty good shape at that point. The researchers noted that his bones seemed pretty strong, especially in his torso. The other guy was younger, around 22 years old, and his bones were in very bad shape, especially his spine. Eric Poehler, a Pompeii transportation expert, told NPR, "I was shocked. Many of the cars I'd written about before are your stand station. This Lamborghini is a soccer wagon. This Lamborghini-like chariot is special, but it's not the most important discovery from the villa. That honor goes to a small plain room that was once used to house slaves." A Pompeii archaeologist said, "This is probably one of the most exciting finds throughout my life as an archaeologist, even without the presence of magnificent treasures." Gabriel Zutragel remarked that this space is a unique testament to the human experience of ancient society's most vulnerable people. The room was small, only 170 square feet, with bare walls and little furniture. The only light came from a small gap up high. Life here must have been tough, just as the archaeologists had reformed the horses. Using plaster, they did the same with objects in this room. This allowed them to see how the place looked when Mount Vesuvius erupted. 3 beds were found in the room, 2 of which were a little over 5 feet long, and the other about a feet shorter. All 3 had wooden frames and ropes, and were covered in fabric. The fact that one of the beds was smaller than the other 2 suggests that it was for a child, which suggests that the room was home to a whole family. The room also included a wooden box, which the archaeologists discovered. When they opened it, they found a bunch of fabric and metal artifacts that may have been parts of a harness, which suggests that these people may have been in charge of looking after the villa's chariot. Zastrogel was happy to talk about the slaves who used to live in this room. He also said that this is a window into the precarious lives of people who are rarely mentioned in history books, which were almost always written by elite men, and who risk being forgotten in the great historical accounts. This room is being investigated as it has a big narrative to tell. Little is known about the downtrodden members of ancient Roman society, and discoveries like this can help correct that, but it will require a lot of work. Pompeii was home to wealthy Romans, but what about the rest? What was it like to be a slave in ancient Pompeii? If this room is any indication, they lived in confined, miserable conditions and had few amenities, while their masters had all sorts of luxuries. The ruins of Pompeii have already shown experts so much about life in that doomed city right up to the moment it was wiped out, the foods people ate, the ceremonies they participated in. This room, however, has specifically added color to the story of people whom history tends to forget about. Dario Franciscanus, the Minister of Culture in Italy. That's unique in the world. A striking feature of Pompeii is that while it's very different from a contemporary city in many ways, there are definite parallels too. As Massimo Sana pointed out to Smithsonian Magazine in 2019, Pompeii has so many similarities with our present. Its past is never completely in the past. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. See you in next video.